Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael DATCHER. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF, here at 4:45 a.m. on YouTube's Michael DATCHER channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today, we're talking about breathing, about breath and its connection to being more productive. A really interesting conversation, a practical conversation about the power of focus, concentrated, deep, and intentional breathing, which may sound a little weird, I know, but trust me, go with this, and its connection to productivity. If you're new to the show, we air each weekday morning, hella early, again at 4:45 a.m. We are a show aimed at entrepreneurs, primarily those who like to, and also those who like to live in more abundance like a boss. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being more productive through joy. We also offer live one-on-one productive through joy consulting and coaching with, again, entrepreneurs. All right. If you're enjoying the show, please swipe left, right, or right across your device to join the conversation, and let's dive in. I should say first, for those of you who are new to the show, let me say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael DATCHER. I'm the author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people called my people, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, which comes out May the 14th, which is Monday. Wow, that's in 3 or 4 days. It's pretty exciting. Look for that in bookstores everywhere. The first major public event is Thursday here in LA, Thursday, May 17th, at the William Grant Stills Art Center. We're doing a reading and discussion. It should be very, very powerful. All hella free. Come on out, 7 p.m. Should be pretty amazing. Look for that on social media. Go to my website, michaeldatcher.com, or the William Grant Still website, or just check for the social media. It's everywhere out there now. So I'll also be on the BBC popular radio show live, BBC 5 Live on Tuesday the 15th. So if you're in the UK, it'll be broadcast, of course, in Europe, obviously. But if you're in the States, you can also just go to the BBC website, and it airs 6 o'clock here in America. It's the West Coast time. So go to BBC. Look for me there. The show's called Up All Night, and because it'll be nighttime there, but it'll be daytime here. So there's 6 o'clock live here on the West Coast of California. So let's dive in. I'm also what I do. I'm a professor of English at LMU here in Los Angeles. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am the former executive director of the World Stage Literary and Jazz venue here in California. I'm a busy guy, a productive guy, and know the power of productivity, especially when aimed at making the planet more livable, sustainable, and more powerful for all those who would love to share it with us. All right, so let's dive into the conversation. Again, today we're talking about breathing and productivity, which may sound like kind of an odd topic to talk about for primarily a productivity or a business show, but as you'll see, it's very, very practical. So, point one is you want to know about the power of your breath. I want to encourage you to do a little research, a little due diligence about the power of breathing. So, as you may know, if you know anything about yoga or anything about meditation, the fundamental aspect of that is the prana, is the breath, right? The ideal of breathing deeply, connecting your breath with motion, which is the key to yoga. They oftentimes call it moving meditation. But both meditation and yoga, for example, are centered around the breath, because the breath keeps you in the moment. Meaning, so when you focus on the breath, because you have to breathe to live, you're forced to focus on the individualized moment. You're not in some pastime paradise. You're not in some future world. You're right in the moment. That's one of the kind of the keys to meditation and yoga. But also, it's a way of aligning you with yourself. That's point one. So the breath is the thing that you want to do some research around. You can do a cursory look on YouTube. There's a really famous book called The Book of Breathing. It's an ancient book. about early level kind of meditative practices, but there's many books on the power of the breath, but I'll just encourage you to do some research. That's point one. Point two is that you then want to, as you begin to do some research, you want to then to begin to practice, develop a practice of meditation or yoga or another type of particular modality that can help you focus and be in the habit of focusing on your breath. That's so important, because once you develop a habit of it, it begins to be a lifestyle, which is the other part of point two. You want to make deep breathing a lifestyle. You can do it by engaging, we find, in a meditative or yoga practice. Right? It's really, really, really important, because you can train yourself to be engaged in that deep breath even when you're not actually in meditation or in yoga. All right. So, which goes into point three. As you begin to enhance that level of productivity, you can, at the breathing level, you're going to see an obvious and uptick in the breathing, in the productivity outside of yoga because or meditation, because when you are in that deep breathing meditative state, you're going to be less stressed, which is going to be much better for your decision making, but also just for your life in general. But you're also going to be a more attractive being. You're going to be able to attract people to you, and as we know in business and most other things that we find that involve a social element, which is almost everything that we do, the more you can attract good people to you, because it does take a team, we find, to be effective. The more effective you can be at getting things done in a way that can be hyper productive. All right. So boom, goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael DATCHER channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Thanks for being here. We'll see you this afternoon. Look for us again. Have us come out. Become a subscriber here on YouTube's Michael DATCHER channel. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, organization, for sure. And definitely look for us as we start the book tour for Americas, which will be out the 14th, but the tour begins in terms of events the 17th here in LA. Look for that, and look for me on the BBC on Tuesday the 15th. All right. Thanks for being here. We'll see you guys this afternoon at 4:45. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.